Factoring trinomials when a is greater than 1, so when there is a number in front of x squared. Now, I'm going to show you two ways. The first way we're going to look at is the AC method and grouping, and then the second way we'll look at is the box method. Now, you can choose whatever way works best with your learning style because everyone learns differently. So, the first way, your first step is multiply the first and last number. So 12 times 5 is 60. So then you're going to T-chart all the factors of 60. 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12, 6 and 10. So after we list all the factors of 60, and I like to go in order to keep it organized so I don't skip one. Now we're looking for which ones add or subtract to the middle numbers. So which ones add or subtract to 19. So from our list in our T-chart, 4 and 15 add to 19. So as soon as I choose my group, I immediately put an X behind that number so I don't forget. Now, 4X and 15X are going to replace 19X. So I'm rewriting the middle, only the middle, to create 4 terms. After you rewrite the middle, now we are going to group and take out the GCF. So I'm going to group the first two and group the second two. So treat each one separately. So from the first grouping, 12 and 4, what is the highest number that can go into both? That's 4. Do they both have X? Yes, smallest X is X. So now that I found the GCF, divide out 4X from the first two. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Now, when we're dividing with variables, we subtract the exponent. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So that first one is 3x. 4 divided by 4 is 1. And my x's, 1 minus 1 is 0. So it's just going to be 1. The x is canceled out. Before you look at the second group, bring down that middle sign. Now let's look at the second group and find the GCF. 15 and 5. What is the highest number that can go into both? And that is 5. So 5 on the outside. And now divide 5 from each one. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Bring down that x. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So you always check, do your parentheses match? Yes, so if they match, then you bring 1 down. And then you're going to combine your outside GCF numbers for the second grouping. With these, you can also check your work. So this is our final answer. Now to check your work, you can FOIL or distribute it, and you should get the same answer as our original problem. All right, so that's the AC method. Now we're going to look at the box method. So again, you don't need to do both. I would choose one, but everyone learns differently. So with the box method, you have the first few same steps. So 2 times 12 is 24. Now T-chart 24. List all of your factors of 24. 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. I go in order to keep it organized. Now, when they multiply together, it's a positive 24. So that means it's going to be 2 positives or 2 negatives. So then to decide that, you look at the middle number. The middle number is a negative. So that means it's going to be 2 negatives on each side. I always put my signs first. And now I go and look which ones add or subtract to negative 11. So -3, and -8. Make 11. As soon as you choose your group, put your X's so you can remember that these are going to replace -11x. So instead of a row, we're going to put our numbers in a box. So you're going to create a box, and our first number, 2x squared, is going to go at the top. So that doesn't change. And neither does your bottom. Your last number, 12. So we're just rewriting the middle. So instead of a -11x, I'm going to write -3x and -8x. So once you have your numbers inside of their boxes, we're going to take out the GCF of both columns and both rows. So I'm going to start at the top left here, and I'm going to look down. 2 and 8, what is the highest number that can go into both? 2. Do they both have x? Yes. Smallest x, 1. Now let's go over to the top right. Now when you have a negative at that top right, you need to pull it out. So if it's touching where you're writing, you take out the negative. So 3 and 12, what is the highest number that can go into both? And that is 3. So you're taking out the GCF. Now let's go to our rows. So we're going here. So look over, 2 and 3, the common GCF is 1, but do they both have x? Yes, smallest x, x. Now let's go to our last row. That negative is touching the outside where we're writing our answer, so you need to take it out. So 8 and 12, the highest number that can go into both is 4. So now your row and column answers are going to become your parentheses, and that is our final answer. So you're just taking out the GCF of the columns and the rows. Now you can always check yourself and FOIL or distribute these back in, and you should get your answer to the original problem.